Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's yoga practice. Today we're going to be going through a yoga sequence that involves using a foam roller as a prop. So if you want to pause the video and grab your foam roller or something of an equivalent size and shape, maybe a bolster cushion or a big thick rolled up towel, that'd be ideal. Meet me back here on the mat in a moment. So to get started, we're going to come up to a kneeling position just at the top of your mat with the foam roller just maybe an arm's length away. Then you're going to step your left foot forward and come into this kind of low lunge position, adding a layer of padding under your knee if that makes it more comfortable. And we're going to make sure this left lower leg is perpendicular or in line with the foam roller, just knee above the ankle. And you're just going to stabilize here for a moment, so checking in with the pelvis like we've done before, and just kind of keeping the spine nice and tall and straight. And then we're just going to lean one hand or two onto the foam roller and walk that left foot out to the edge, the kind of little top left-hand corner of your mat. And then we're going to use the prop or the foam roller just as some support today as you do a kind of hip opening sequence, just letting the left knee and the foot roll out to the side, just opening up that left hip, just adding some movement into that area. Just 4 or 5 times, and then we're going to slowly walk the left foot back to the middle, and we're going to kind of lean in towards the foam roller and back a couple of times. So we're just going through some range of motion for that left hip, just kind of warming it up a little bit. Good, one more time, and then come all the way back to center. Now you're going to lift your foam roller up, hold it out in front of you and take it up overhead. From here, actively press the hands into the foam roller, bend the elbows and bring the foam roller down behind your neck. Keep the elbows out to the side as you lift the heart center, look up gently and just kind of rest the back of the head on the foam roller as it's kind of nestled in between the upper back, kind of on the back of your neck. So we're not really straining here, we're just gently taking a little back bend using the foam roller for some support. Come all the way back up to standing, kind of with your spine nice and straight. Take the foam roller back overhead, stretch up here, press the arms into the foam roller, inhale and exhale, just slowly bring it all the way down. Good, place the foam roller onto the floor. We're going to slowly switch sides, so moving the foam roller onto the left, take the right foot forward, and then place both hands onto the foam roller and walk the right foot out to the right top corner of your mat. And then leaning on the foam roller, just gently for some support, allow that right knee to roll out to the side, just kind of opening up that right hip nice and gently. Breathing nice and steadily. Just 4 or 5 times, and then slowly come back to center. Bring the foam roller just to the inside of that right foot, and then just kind of gently lean towards the foam roller and come back. So we're not going too far into the stretch or too far back, we're just slowly moving, kind of to get this right hip moving and also warming up the left hip flexor as well. This is probably quite a nice sequence to do in the morning when you're a little stiff or before going out for some exercise, and help to warm up the body. Come all the way back up to center, keep the spine nice and straight as you lift the foam roller out in front of you. Inhale, lift it up overhead, exhale, press the hands into the edges of the foam roller just to activate those arms. Then lift it up, bend the elbows as you take the foam roller behind you, and just gently rest the head on the foam roller and lift the heart center up and back as you do a gentle back bend. And you can press the right foot into the floor to help you stabilize, and the back left foot too. One big inhale. Exhale, take the foam roller up overhead and bring it all the way down and place it on the floor. So now we're going to come back to the back of the mat and come into a child's pose, taking the knees wide, toes together underneath you. And just allow your arms to stretch out on the foam roller, and you can kind of roll forward and back here, getting into the hips as well, adding a little bit of movement into the hips. This is great kind of mobility work for your hips. Good, and then come back, so taking the hips all the way back towards the heels, roll the foam roller towards you and put the kind of the back of your arms on the foam roller. Bring your hands into a prayer position and rest your forehead onto the foam roller nice and gently. So you can take the elbows to the outer edges of the foam roller, press the hands together and just get a nice little stretch here. This is a kind of gentle version of child's pose. It'll just help to stretch the top of the feet. Just Get into those hips a little. You could always roll from right to left as well. That's good for the hips too. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, slowly come all the way up. Bring the knees together and then come up to standing. So we're just going to do triangle pose with the foam roller. So you want to stand with your feet about 3 or 4 feet apart. Turn the right toes out towards the short end of your mat and turn the back left foot in at a little bit of an angle, lining up the heels. So you've got a nice kind of hip opener going on here, and we're going to keep this left quad activated. So make sure you kind of squeeze that left quad. It'll help to kind of tone the leg but also protect the knee. Then I'm going to place the foam roller just on the inside of that right foot. Bring your hands to your hips, stand up nice and tall. Inhale and exhale, relax the shoulders, and then bring the arms up to parallel with the floor. Inhale. As you exhale, you're going to imagine someone's pulling this right arm all the way out over your right leg, and then you're going to tilt down, bringing the right hand to the top of your foam roller. We don't want to collapse here, we just want to use that as a gentle guide. Take the left arm straight up towards the ceiling. Stretch here through those left fingertips. Press the feet into the floor and imagine you're lifting up at the same time as pressing down. Be mindful of this left hip. We want to feel it peeling back gently, and the right hip is coming underneath you rather than sticking the butt out. So kind of think of those two little subtle movements. The next stage is to drop the left hand, kind of turn the palm, bring the back of the hand to the small of your back, and then open up that left shoulder. So kind of peel the shoulder back, press the back of the hand into the small of your back. And look up, or you can look down, whatever's comfortable for your neck. We don't want to strain here. One more inhale. Imagine the crown of your head is shooting forward to the edge of the mat. One more inhale again. Exhale, release the hand back up. Bend the right knee, look down and press into the foot as you come all the way back up to standing, and allow the hands to come down to the sides. Good. We're going to switch sides, so grab your foam roller, turn the feet around. Left toes pointing to the short end of the mat now, right toes turning in a fraction. So the angle of your back foot really depends on the arch of your foot and whatever is comfortable for your knee and your hip. So find a place that feels good for you. Don't forget to tense or kind of squeeze the quad to help stabilize you and protect you in this movement. And then check the ankles are in a nice straight line. You can put your hands on your hips, check in with the hips, nice tall straight spine. Inhale, exhale, relax your shoulders, but then allow the arms to float up so they're parallel with the floor. Look out over those front fingertips and imagine someone's pulling you just gently out over your front left leg. Then tilt the left hand down onto your foam roller as the right hand comes up towards the ceiling. And again here, we don't want to collapse into the foam roller, just use it as a guide to help you. And then stretch the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Press the feet into the floor. And again, be wary of this right hip. Gently peel it back as you take the left hip underneath you. That's going to avoid collapsing. And then turn the right palm away from you and just drop the right arm to the lower back, just so it rests gently on the small of your back. And be wary of this right shoulder. We want it to gently peel back. One more inhale. Exhale, extend the crown of the head forward, helping you lengthen the spine. Keep those legs working. You can look up or down or to the side, whatever's comfortable. One more inhale. Exhale, release the arm, bend the left leg, and then tilt the arms back to parallel with the floor, and simply come back up to standing. Great work. So now we're going to come down to the mat, and we're going to use the foam roller for a little bit of relaxation. So the first thing I'm going to do is come all the way down to the floor, press the feet into the floor and just slide the foam roller onto the top of the back of your pelvis. Make sure the shoulders feel happy here, and then bring the the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to fall out to the side. So we've got a nice elevated cobbler pose here, or Baddha Konasana. That's where we recline on the floor. So we're getting a little added benefit of gravity, helping to open up here. Allow the back of the hands to rest on the floor. Now you may just want to check in with the shoulder blades, lifting them up off the ground, bringing them gently together so they lie flat on the floor. And you can probably feel the difference when you do that, and it makes it much more comfortable. You can just allow the head to gently kind of settle into the floor, closing the eyes for a moment. Just inhale and exhale nice and deeply. Good. One more inhale. Exhale, bring the knees together. Walk the heels in towards you. Bring the hands and place the palms on the floor here. You can actively lift and press the feet into the floor as you lift the hips up and slide the foam roller out from underneath you. Gently lower the spine down onto the mat. And just place the foam roller to one side for a moment as you hug the knees into the chest and just give them a gentle kind of squeeze as you massage the lower back on the floor. That's it. And then stretch the legs out along the ground. But we want to grab the foam roller, and now we're going to roll it down along the mat to under your ankles. So you're going to gently kind of roll the foam roller out. And actually, this can be anywhere that's going to be comfortable for you. I like to just rest the lower leg, not too much on the Achilles, but just above my ankle. You may want to allow your calf muscles to rest on the foam roller here. That's really comfortable. You may want to put it behind your knees or even up for the hamstrings. So find a place that's comfortable, and we're just going to allow the body to do short relaxation here. With the legs a little elevated, you're going to get a mini version of legs up the wall. So this is something, a very short section you could do on its own after a long day at work, or standing on your legs, or maybe after a long run at the weekend or a bike ride. Allow the back of the hands to rest on the floor, close the eyes. Just going to give the jaw a stretch, open the mouth really wide, and then kind of wiggle and squeeze the face, and then allow the face to soften. Feel the brow soften, the forehead, the back of the head is heavy where it contacts the ground. Allow everything to just melt onto the floor here. Imagine you're just kind of relaxing fully and melting onto the floor, so nothing has to be done. Feel the breathing slow. But if the mind starts to look for things to do, to try and be busy, just actually bring your attention back and follow your breath. You can count your inhales and exhales if that helps. Good, following the breath, nice calm, steady inhales and exhales. Let's take one more big inhale, and as you exhale fully, just wiggle the fingers and toes, and then slowly roll the foam roller out and from underneath you, bring it up towards you so you can just take hold of it and place it to one side. Then we're going to slowly roll over onto the side of the body. Just press the hands into the floor as you come up to sitting, and just come into a nice, easy, cross-legged position. Hands resting on the legs, just for the end of our yoga practice today. Just taking a moment to reflect on the time that we have to practice yoga, being grateful for this opportunity. Thank you for practicing yoga with us today. Namaste.